Life is a casino. We don't sing, we just hit them off with C-notes. And you can bet it all. I'ma be the last one standing tall. Joey Merlino.
What's up, G?
Life is a casino. We don't sing, we just hit them off with
Tell us about ourselves.
And you can bet it all. I'ma be the last one standing tall. Joey Merlino.
With Joey Merlino.
We're here at Pearson Koutcher Law today. We got three great gentlemen here that we're going to talk a lot of things. We're going to talk about from the union to this side of the business. But first, before we start, why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell them exactly what it is that you do.
Larry Anastasi, I'm the president and the business manager of IBW Local 614. We represent Pico, Constellation, Penske, and Vicinity, the steam plants.
Keith Coombs, treasurer, assistant business manager to Larry at 614.
I was in the union at one point, just to let you know. I was in local 8 stagehands.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You still pay my union dues. I left, I got into the car business, and then left the car business for the podcast and everything else. So I'm a union guy.
All right.
So I love it.
Good to hear.
So how you been? How's
I'm
everything
doing
with you?
good. Everything's been great. Getting a lot of good feedback from people seeing us.
Is there like a certain time of year that it's busier than others in this business?
Well, it's busier to try to get cases done near holidays.
Okay.
Right, because people would like to have their cases over with, kind of move on. But people are getting hurt no matter when it is.
No matter what
You know,
it is.
we've had the snow, big increase in injuries.
Yeah.
But when it's nice out, more people are out working outside, so there's just as many injuries. So time-wise, I don't think there's really a difference. Yeah.
The snow, 11 days, that's all you hear about on the news, cleanups, I mean, it's crazy.
It's not melting.
Yeah.
No, it's not melting. How did this relationship with you guys form?
The guy, the OG that built the local, this guy
Okay.
Freddie Baumeister, he's like a legend. And
Very good man.
He and his partner, John Koutcher, and they got together on a hearing loss thing. They were intuitive enough to figure out that our guys are around stuff that messes up your hearing.
Okay.
And they're deaf. Like, they have their phone on speaker and they have it to their head.
And they still can't hear.
It's you just get used to it. You know, you just get used to having
We can talk their
scream.
language.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I
We
get it.
speak knuckle dragger.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that there was supposed to be, you know, like a baseline hearing, and that Pico was supposed to do all this stuff. And he said, you know, you could get, you know, there's a claim there.
Yeah.
And then he went through the process, and he was like, these guys are really good. They care. They pick up the phone, and then, you know, they're incredibly loyal.
Yeah.
Like, and we've been with them ever since, and they're the only group of people that hasn't taken advantage of us yet.
And that's what it's all about.
And we always say, like I talk to the guys, I deal with all the guys in Philly, Delchester, Bucks County, and the biggest thing is that we get them, right? We get Pearson, we get Koutcher, and we get them. Like, when you call, you get them. It isn't like 15 people, an answering machine, you're waiting, calls back. I get, every holiday I hear from them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting my kids ready to come over to go to an aunt's house or something like that, and it makes me happy to hear from you. Like, it means you mean something
Yeah,
to
of
us.
course.
That
Yeah,
goes a
yeah.
long way.
Yeah.
And even my guys, like, I call Eric, and he might not answer right then. He could be in court. He could be here. He goes, he texts me right away. I'll give you a call tonight. You're with Keith and you're with 614 and Larry. I got you. I'll call you back. And in today's world, that means so much
Yes,
to
it
me
does.
and everyone else.
It's
Thank
hard
you.
to get anyone on the
Yeah.
phone.
Yes.
Especially when we have somebody like him who cares and his partner who
Yeah.
cares.
Yep.
It means a lot. The biggest question that I see in the comments when we put videos up like this, people, guys, girls who are working for you, what is the process though if something were to happen? Who do they go to start this process?
So they call the business agent.
Okay.
Right? And then the business agent says, you remember what Pearson said, right? Because he comes to our general meetings and he gives them like, hey, this is what you have to do right away. Because we find that the employers deny the claim. They pretend like it didn't happen. If you have an injury and you don't tell them right away, he always says send a text message. That's why it's documented. Send it to your supervisor. Hey, I got hurt at work. This is what happened. Because guys have gotten in horrific incidents. They don't tell the company. They go out on long term and short term. They come back and then it didn't go away.
Yeah.
And then the company says that's not why that happened. It didn't happen because you got in a car accident head on, you know, on company time, and then for the rest of their life they're fighting. So he comes to our general meetings and he prepares the guys for that. So they call us, and then they text message their supervisor, and then they call him.
I always feel like every time that we talk about something like this, when somebody gets hurt, and of course they have to be out of work for short term, but they have to get back to work to provide for their family.
Yes.
But the injury is still there.
Yes.
And then if they don't go back to work, they could really lose their job.
Yep.
That's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
and it happens.
There's a timeline, right? Like you hear guys go quiet, agents, Larry, me, we start reaching out, like you're getting to a certain amount of time, to your point. And, you know, basically with us, it's a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
At a year and a half, you got to start worrying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, like we have significant injuries in our field, right? We work on primary voltages, gas. Like we have significant injuries that a year and a half is hard to get back from.
Yeah, like this is serious. This
Yeah.
isn't like you're stubbing your
No.
toe.
We're not baking
This is
cupcakes.
life changing.
Yeah.
We deal with fatalities
Yeah.
in your career. Working on the voltages and the gas we work on, I've dealt with 3 fatalities so far.
Really?
Like it's not good. Yeah.
It's a rough line of work, right?
Yeah.
So
But they're lucky. They're somewhat lucky because
Yeah.
they have a contract that protects them.
Okay.
If you're not a union member and you're just an employee at will, you have no safety. You could lose your job tomorrow once you come out.
Yeah.
You know, we have tons of clients, numbers of clients that lose their private health insurance because the company just says we're not carrying you anymore.
And that's the end of that.
And
Yeah.
that's the end of it. And then they push it off to the insurance company, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know, and Pico does not like that we have long-term and short-term, but we have it.
No.
They want it back. Like, we don't
No,
bake
it's-
cupcakes for a living. And
Yeah.
we're working in the middle of the night, Christmas morning. It isn't Monday through Friday. 30 years of that destroys your body.
Yeah.
The gas guys are jackhammering, the underground guys, aerial, did your joints, your shoulders, your back. And then, when you get hurt, you would think that they would take care of you. They won't if you don't have a good contract and a good lawyer.
Joe's a great guy, big, strong guy, Philly guy. He just retired in January. Great guy, did a lot for a lot of people. But Joe had bad shoulders over the years, and they fought him on it. He had jackhammered. He is like just a giant man, the strongest guy wherever you go. And they wanted to act like his shoulder injuries were not an issue.
Right. He was a jackhammer.
And I-
Literally, it was like this all day.
Exactly.
And we talk about that one-on-one experience with Eric.
Yeah.
We were at a union meeting. You remember very well, I'm sure. And he gave a speech, talked to everyone. It was great. I think it was around Christmas time. And he's a busy man, has things to do. We walked off to the side, me, him, and Joe. We went in the hallway and talked for 35 minutes, one-on-one, about the nervousness, what should I do, where should I be? And he walked them through everything. And that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That you really changed me. I always knew you were a good guy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we worked a lot together with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he did great for Joe.
And a lot of people that are going to watch this, we were talking about the winning. I mean, I hate to say like winning percentage
Oh,
and things like
dude.
that, but that's big to talk
Dude.
about in his business.
He's
Absolutely.
an assassin.
There you go.
I say he doesn't lose.
He digs in.
They are animals.
Yeah.
They don't back down 1 inch. They fight like lions and they win.
Yeah.
They win cases that people are like, there's no way he's gonna win that case.
I know.
And then he's like, hey, just so you know, we won. I'm like, you won?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And it's life-changing money for some people.
Yes.
And it's life-changing for their families.
yes.
Because, you know, I know people that got hurt at jobs. They might have got a bad lawyer, they might have got a good lawyer, but their family's affected from it. Their
Absolutely.
kids,
Yes.
their relationship with their wife or their husband, because things happen.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
know?
not a physical injury.
There you go.
You know, it really affects everything.
Yeah.
It is not an easy way to go. And it is such a specified area that you need, whether it's me or somebody, you need an attorney that only does workers' comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially affects your mental health.
Yeah.
Because if you can't
Ah.
perform, you can't
Yep.
do things, you know,
Yep.
can't go to work, can't provide for your family, it really starts wearing on you.
Yeah.
Well, being you, another case that you dealt with, and we didn't even take the case on. And I had a guy in my truck over in Grace Ferry, and he was in danger of losing his job, getting timed out, stuff like that. He was a little insecure about who to talk to. I said, let's take a ride. And he was in tears
Yeah.
in my truck, crying.
Yeah.
And it all worked out. He didn't use Eric, but this man, even though we're thinking he was going to go that way, he chose to go a different way, which is fine. But he put in even 45 minutes on a phone call with a grown man crying about losing his family in my truck in Grays Ferry on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, he took the time, he answered the phone and talked to that individual. Things ended up working out. He went a different way. I wish he would have went with Eric.
Yeah.
He probably did a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
But just that, Just that willing to answer the phone on the drop of the dime on a guy that I got a phone call about and say, yo, he's down the building. Can you go talk to him? Because he's friends of a friend. I said, I'll go down and I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
That's just
And
what
he got
this
on the phone.
company is, and that's what it represents.
Absolutely.
For people that are going to watch this video and that are working in a union, they don't even have to just work for you guys, whatever. What is the advice that you would give to them that if something were to happen, what is the step they should take?
So we have lots of unions that have affiliations with other law firms.
Okay.
And then they call me because they can't get what they want out of the law firm because the case isn't big enough and how it gets paid is off of a percentage, right?
Yeah.
And I say, just call Pearson. I have said just call Pearson 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Because they get into specifics. I'm like, this is an area of law, like most things, we don't know what we're doing.
Of course.
Like, us doing their job is like watching them do our job.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we are idiots. You just call the guy.
Yeah.
And every time they call, they use them.
There you go.
I'm like, just pick up the phone. They are going to talk to you. They're going to tell you all this information you don't know. And then, after they get that case, they start asking you questions about other things. They start asking about your hearing. They start asking you if you were a veteran. They look on, it was like a hearing thing that the government had about hearing protection. They were like, they go into everything. And you think you're going for one thing, and you come out with 10 other things.
Yeah, you're digging in.
Yeah.
Just call Pearson.
That's
And I
it.
understand that some locals, they have their, their affiliations, but if you don't get the answers you want, call them.
That's it.
As soon as the guys come to us, an injury, me and him have been in hospital rooms down North Philly, gunshot things, stuff like that.
Yep.
We've been doing this 20 years, right? I was a steward. I helped get this union in. But we weren't always union. We went union at 05, I guess, or 04.
Yeah.
And so you didn't have these opportunities. So even now, being involved with this from day one, and the guys that have brought me apart, like I was small, right? And them guys are big. But me and Larry, it was last year or 2 years ago, we're in these rooms and we're calling Pearson.
Yeah.
Like we don't know everything, right? I know labor. I know being a lineman. He's the expert on that. So when we talk to our guys, as soon as something happens out, all right, first, start recording stuff. Watch what you're saying and watch who you're talking to. We're going to get a hold of Eric, and Eric has coached us so far on the first steps.
Anything.
Yeah.
You know?
My biggest thing with everything that has to deal with workman's comp is that I don't understand that they want to find a way not to pay their employer who worked their balls off for them, got hurt for them, put their life on the line for them, but they don't want to pay them. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and some of the issues too we have with our members is these are alpha men and women, right? They're big, strong guys. They don't want to show weakness,
I know.
and they get hurt, and they don't know that. Like, listen, these companies, they're providing a product, and people are going to get hurt. They know people are going to get hurt.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you're not. This isn't. You're not baking cakes, and people can get hurt baking cakes.
Yeah.
They're doing anything.
But this is a pretty serious. Like it was ranked number 3 at one time as injuries and fatalities.
Yeah.
Like so, sometimes we struggle with that. It's like, hey, call. I don't want to call. It's just this. You should go home from work the same way you came in.
Amen. Yeah.
Right? We understand you're going to have wear and tear over time. But these guys are big, strong guys and women, and you're like, this is more than that.
Yes.
Right?
You have to
It may
think
be
ahead.
little here,
Yes.
but in 30 years, it's going to be different. My dad's back was broke at 53.
Jesus.
He had my brother, who was still in high school. I was just starting out in career. He had a brother in Westchester, and my sister was doing some type of school thing too. And at 53, he has to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he broke his back. He went through the process. He had been working for 10 years prior to that, hurt. That beat you up.
Yeah.
That company made a product. They made money off you. If you're hurt, take advantage. It's not taking advantage.
Yes.
It's doing what you're owed
Yeah.
because you're hurt.
And don't trust those companies.
Yeah.
Because there was an explosion in a nursing home not too long ago recently, and one of our guys got burnt real bad. He pulled people out of the nursing home. He was burnt horrible. And they told him it was his obligation to come back to work 2 weeks later.
That's insanity.
I called Eric. He called him right away. He told him exactly what to say.
Yeah.
And then magically, he doesn't have to go back to work now. Now, if you didn't have a lawyer or a union, that guy would have went back into work.
Yeah.
You imagine?
No, I can't imagine. And it don't matter if the case is big or small.
It doesn't matter.
It does not
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
That's what everybody watching. This is the guy, him and his partner. They will walk you through the steps. You've seen the videos, you've seen the other podcasts that will explain to you exactly what it is to do. Anybody who's watching this video that's in the union, not in the union or anything,
Correct.
the first place to call is where?
to call us, call me, call Pearson, as he
Call
says.
Pearson.
Yeah.
Just call
Great.
Pearson.
I might use that.
Yeah.
Just call
I'm gonna,
Pearson.
You know, we're gonna use
Yeah.
it. But one thing I want to leave on, because it literally has happened, and you said what not, maybe what to do. Let's talk about one thing not to do. So one of the things that you shouldn't do, which people, this is a reason why you need to talk to a lawyer who handles these, because, and this is one of their people, and it recently happened. He was injured, spoke to the insurance company, and he thought that he would get sympathy by telling the insurance adjuster that he was the only earner at home,
Okay.
and he had 2 young kids, and he thought that that obviously would lend her to be, okay, we're going to care for you, we'll give it. I spoke to him, I said, listen, don't be surprised if you get a denial tomorrow. Got a denial tomorrow.
Right then.
Yeah, and he said, what do you mean with, there's no sympathy.
They don't
Yeah.
care.
They found a reason that they could financially starve you back,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? You told them this is the only way you're able to move on.
Yeah.
No, they're asking you now,
Yeah.
how you going to do that?
You know, sometimes I feel like in life, when you do the right thing,
get
is a lot of times is the wrong thing. Go to work every day for a living and you get no benefits.
Yeah.
Don't go to work, you get a lot.
Yep.
It's really crazy how this
No
world is.
good deed goes unpunished.
There you go.
Yeah.
To your point, like you just said, how many times have you been on calls? Everything's recorded.
Everything.
They tell you from the beginning. They're recording it for a reason.
Correct.
It's not to help you.
No, anything is
No.
just to watch what you say and go back at
yeah,
you.
it's a shame we have to do that, but it is, that's what it is. They're insurance companies. They are not in the business to pay out money.
No, they're not.
Everyone knows that. We can
Yeah.
all start there.
Yeah.
Right? So,
It's a scary life.
Everyone can feel bad, but business is business, and that's how they look at
That's
it.
how they look at it.
That's what it is.
Absolutely.
It's an economic transaction.
I'll tell you this though, it's not as scary when you have good people around. When you have a good network of people that like Pearson, when you go through life a lot safer. You walk around a little
With your head
taller.
up high.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know that there's people that are going to take care of you if God forbid something goes wrong,
Yeah.
right? It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
The guys feel different, and if you have people like everywhere in this realm, especially him, I just think you sleep better.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to call us if the electric and gas go off.
Yeah.
We're going to call him if someone
Exactly.
gets hurt.
Exactly.
That's not my line of work,
Yeah.
but he
Yes.
can help you.
So
Yes.
make sure after you watch this, you know where to call. Call Pearson.
Call Pearson.
Yeah.
Life is a casino. We don't sink, we just hit 'em off with C-notes. And you can bet it all. I'ma be the last one standing tall. Joey Merlino.
What's up, Bridget?
Life is a casino. We don't sink, we just hit 'em off with
Tell us about it, fellas.
And you can bet it all. I'ma be the last one standing tall. Joey Merlino.
With Joey Merlino.